So my question is, so there was a rally of some sort put on by Jacob Lang. Now, I don't know this individual. I know that he did time for J6, but I also know that there are people that said, oh, when he was in prison, he was claiming he was Jewish and he was really concerned about Jewish stuff. Now that he's out, he's like, oh, white people stuff. So I don't know.
How do you spell his name?
Jake Lang, Lang. He's made his whole identity being like, I believe he came dressed as like Antifa at J6. I don't know. It seems like a weird psyop to me. Now, Austin Metcalf's dad seems like he may be a little bit of a lib cuck. And, he's like, oh, I want to forgive them. I want to pray with the parents of the kid that, took my son's life. I don't know. But this is what he said to Austin Metcalf's dad. And before everyone replies and says, well, it's true, I would ask you if you would go to a father who just buried his son and tell him that it's his fault. I don't. This is what he said to. Now again, Austin Metcalf appears to be, a lib cuck, who sent this like big black guy down there to like confront these people. But again, I don't think that this Jake Lang guy gives a crap about his family or whatever.
Would you be willing?
This is him talking to Austin Metcalf's father. And he's basically demanding he stand next to him and give him sound bites.
Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today.
What did he think the dad was going to say there? You have some dork who you don't know who put your dead son's face on his website so they could have a rally. What do you think the dad is going to say? And like all these people are like dogpiling this dad for this. And it's like, yo, if this somebody I didn't know 3 days after I buried my son or whatever, a week after I buried my son, was like, hey, will you get involved with my political cause and help me make money so I can buy a big tour bus and stuff? Like, well, how would any normal dad react to that? And so, of course, the dad reacts like this.
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend.
It's hard to hear. If I turn it up more, you'll hear it worse. It'll have more.
You said you are the effing problem.
You're the problem. You're trying to create more race divide.
I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking.
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
But my son, let me finish. I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir.
I mean, like, how do you get behind that? Like, this guy, take your politics. Okay, so let's say he's quadruple boosted. Okay. His dad, like, his son's passing has nothing to do with his dad's lame politics. And I think that to stand there with a smug look on your face and tell the dad whose son just died, hey, if you don't side with me and go on my publicity tour, there will be more kids. Like, I don't care. Like, this guy seems like a Fed to me. It seems like, I mean, here's his rally, by the way, of which was attended by about 3 people. Here's this big rally that he had. Now, there's 50,000 people on Twitter calling me a cuck for saying this rally was a fed up. How come none of them were there? He's here. He's standing on top of his bus in front of there's 6 people there. So where are all these people that care about Austin? They didn't go. They didn't show up. I believe that this guy is just riling people up. And yes, the dad sounds like a a quadruple boosted lib cuck. And maybe what he's saying is right. What this Jake Lang is saying, it could be correct. But this dad doesn't owe him any time. He doesn't owe him to get involved with his movement. He doesn't owe him anything. This whole thing seems like a op. You have this guy showing up wearing, trying to troll them, wearing a Karmelo Anthony jersey. Like this guy here. Ooh, yeah, I have my Gadsden flag. There's no one here. There's like 5 people here. Everybody was smart enough to not show up to this thing. I don't understand. I don't, well, here's a guy with a mask.
Defending whatever or promoting whatever, and I just wanted to know what was his thing.
So a bunch of dork libs showed up. Some Antifa showed up and like pepper sprayed some guys. I don't know. I don't know. He gets involved in this. There's all sorts of, I guarantee you there are a million reasons Austin Metcalf's dad's lawyer is saying, please stay away from this. They're going to, as somebody correctly and pointed out in chat, they could be trying to destroy his civil suit. Like, he gets involved with this crap and there's a riot or whatever. Do you think he's going to win his civil suit? There's a lot of reasons his dad, again, I don't care if he is a lib cuck. He doesn't owe this guy any time. And these ops are just, I don't know. My spidey senses are at maximum capacity with this. Luke, you're more of an expert on it. What do you think?
Yeah, it could be building up to something bigger here, but this father, whatever you might think about his behavior, trauma has weird ways of affecting people. Yeah, and if he wants to grieve it in his own particular way, I think trying to force him to endorse any kind of political message right now is seen in bad taste, and it should be. There's also a video of Jake Lane kind of breaking into the school and showing the alleged.
I was saving that for my final point to drive home to try and convince people that this guy's a clown. He breaks into the stadium. He records a video of a spot he knows was not where that kid lost his life. He points to a piece of this is disgusting. He's like, his blood cries out for, give me a break.
Stadium. There's the blood stain. There is the blood stain. It's red still.
It's very clearly a rust stain from the very obvious rusted bleachers all around. But go off, King.
Austin Metcalf's blood.
It's not blood.
Lord Jesus, help us. It's crying out for justice. His killer is home right now. I got to get out of here before the police come. I just hopped the fence to get in here.
And by the way, the incident occurred on the visitor side, which can be seen across the field when he turns the camera off himself. He's not even on the right side of the field. He published this anyway. He got community noted. 20,000 people liked it, and he's left it up. If he cared about telling anyone the truth about Austin Metcalf, what are you doing? Like, he knew that. That I've seen blood stains. I know what they look like. They don't look like rust.
Nope.
If you are out there supporting this guy, and you see this tweet, I can't help you. Like, this guy doesn't care about Austin Metcalf. He learned nothing from J6 since he's trying to put a bunch of people again together. His dad, as chat points out, could absolutely be cucking out of fear. He said that he's afraid, that he doesn't know, in an interview he did yesterday, he's getting threats. People are swatting his house. Maybe he's afraid one of these people will come up and take his life. And then you got this dork being like, there's the blood spot. Luke, there's the blood. Ooh, his blood is calling out for justice. This guy glows like crazy to me. I think he should be ignored. He should be ridiculed. And the fact that this has 18,000 likes and very few people pointing out, that he's an idiot grifter. I don't think this does any good with his fellow white people nonsense.
Yeah. The way that this is kind of unfolding here is a bit concerning because it is getting like a crap ton of media.
Sorry. You know what this reminds me of, Luke? What was his name? Where he's like, we should go into the Capitol. Ray Epps?
Yeah.
This dude's Ray Epps. That's who he is. Sorry, go on.
That's one way, describing it. But I think there is a potential here for the jury to be impacted by all of this in one way or another. And I wouldn't be surprised here if we're going to see a similar situation, just like we saw during the kind of Derek Chauvin criminal court case, where the jury is going to be afraid of a lot of the pressure, a lot of the riots, a lot of the protesting, a lot of the nonsense, a lot of the insanity here. And tensions are definitely inflamed here. And it doesn't take much to just spark up a room filled with a lot of accelerant and propellant.
Yeah.
So the conversation is becoming more and more toxic, more skewed here. And, we should have a legitimate conversation, but I think we're absolutely prevented from having that because of a lot of the people here that just muddy the waters and make it a topic that's very difficult to discuss.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. This guy, by the way, to be clear, may have been wronged. I assume he was wronged if he was convicted of anything on J6. But that doesn't change what he's doing right now. Like, if people want to say, well, he was held in horrible conditions, and this, I agree. But what does that have to do with what he's doing here? Like, I don't know. It seems odd. I would stay away from stuff like this.
A lot of fake news surrounding this case as well that's being just circulated around that people are just eating up because of their kind of bias.
Look what turned out. The mansion story. I made a correction video. Like, the mansion story turned out not to be true. The brand new Escalade story turned out not to be true. Karmelo Anthony's family was rich before this. Now you could ask, well, why do they need an additional $550,000? And I think that's a fair question to ask if they're so rich. But there is a lot of fake news out there that is put out. And if we've seen our government do stuff like this, we know they have. I mean, they I would not be surprised if there are operatives right now trying to spark a race war. And I don't think they're all friendlies. I think that there's people out there that are working for the government.
Or even if you're a foreign country and you want to escalate tensions and you want to see America kind of rip itself to shreds, this would also be a kind of smart endeavor to partake in, specifically gaslighting people and emotionally revving people up to be set up against each other, so we are a house divided. I think that's the potential here that I think a lot of people need to consider. But I think the bigger threat is at home. It's a domestic threat. It's an intelligence agency threat. As it would, again, really, I mean, we saw BLM riots during Trump's
It would be great for the Democrats if a bunch of Trump supporters rioted and lynched somebody, wouldn't it? I'm just saying, it'd be very good PR for Democrats if that happened.
Yeah, and it could be building up to a false flag attack just like that. That would, of course, blame all of the right-wingers, all of the white guys for these horrible actions that there's a skewed agenda here that's clearly being pushed by a lot of very powerful bad people out there that want to make white guys look awful, white guys look horrible, white guys look fat, weak, pathetic, and useless. We see this representation in almost all the TV commercials, TV shows, and movies, except for a few rare ones now. But overwhelmingly, if there was kind of a bigger vision here of how to destroy this kind of representation of white guys, it would be to pull off a false flag where there are innocent people that are attacked here, and then you use that as the main kind of rallying call to say, look, it's all white guys.
Trump supporters are at it again.
Yeah, those damn evil white guys are evil. There could be, over the weekend we had the anniversary of Waco.
Yes.
In the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah.
So I think we have to understand here the levels that the government is willing to stoop to in order to push this agenda. And it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to do something like this during this key time, and that this was a ramp up, a build up that is being laid the groundwork of through these particular cases that will later down the line unfold and play out in a way that have a much bigger impact than we previously thought they did.